Welcome to the Shared Path. I'm Maggie Linton. So glad to have you join us today. And in particular, my guest, her name is Lisa Ascolese. She is known as the Inventress. She is the CEO and founder of Inventing A to Z and also of AOE, the Association of Women Entrepreneurs and Inventors and Entrepreneurs. Let me say that again, the Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs. Lisa is not just a business owner, and she is also an inventor and a mentor. She has many patents and trademarks of her own, so understands what it takes to get to the finish line with a product. If you want to get your product seen, check out Inventing A to Z. Lisa has put products on the top shopping networks in the world, as well as preparing her clients to be on places like Shark Tank, QVC, HSN, Shop HQ, and most recently, her own shopping network, Inventor Spotlight TV. Please welcome my friend, Lisa Ascolese. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you, Maggie. Welcome to you. Welcome to me, my crazy world over here. And thank you for inviting me into yours to calm me down for a minute. I needed this. I needed to see you. So thank you, Maggie, for having me.
Lisa, this is a world where people are just making it their own way. And this is one thing that you have done and created over the years. You were started inventing at a very young age, but it took a while to get a product across the finish line, didn't it?
Oh, yes, it did. So I started inventing products when I was 9 years old, clearly not knowing I was inventing. I was coming up with solutions for day to day, what I call problems, like my shoelaces coming untied. So that was a problem when you're a kid living in Brooklyn and wanting to play handball, right? My shoelaces can't be coming untied. So I created something to have my shoelaces stay still. I didn't know I was inventing back then. Today I know it's an invention. So, fast forward many years later, I had my children very young, my first child very young, and I was nursing and very embarrassed to nurse, not just in public, but in front of anybody. So the real product that I sold on the market was called the Bosom Buddy Breastfeeding Cape. So the Bosom Buddy literally went over your clothing. You were able to unbutton your clothing and breastfeed discreetly. So that was the first product I literally got on the market into retail, because I was making other products in school and selling products in school all the time. I'd go to school and they'd see something different on my hair or a different kind of a necklace or something on my shoes. And they would say, "Where'd you get that from?" I said, "I made it." And they said, "Well, can I have one?" I said, "Well, you could buy one."
See, that entrepreneurship was working full
So that
time
was,
even then. Gave you a
listen, I
little
needed
extra.
to buy an album. I needed to buy an album. I was buying the OJs and all those. So I needed money to buy my music.
Yeah.
So yes. But again, didn't know it was inventing, didn't know I was an entrepreneur. I was just doing what I loved to do. The passion started way back then. Entrepreneurship started when I was 9 years old, selling products at 14 in school. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But let's fast forward to deciding that you were really going to help others too, because so much of what you have and what you are is also helping others succeed. Let's talk about somebody comes to you and said, I got a product. What do we
Okay.
do?
Okay. So the first thing they do is send me an email. I have a product. Many people call, which is fine. You can call me. But I would say, what's your email address? Because I'm sending you a non-disclosure agreement. That's the first thing we do. I like for people to feel, I want them to be protected and feel like they're working with somebody they can trust. And that's very important, to work with people you can trust in this industry. So first thing I do is send a non-disclosure agreement, which is a signed non-disclosure document that says I am not taking your information and sharing it with anybody else. So that's the start. And then, of course, I take them step by step through a process in order to navigate through a terrain that is unknown to most people. Most people don't, they see something on the market and say, "Oh, I could invent that thing. I can invent that." So that's so easy to do. Until you get there, you realize it's not so easy. There are steps. It's a lot of fun when you have passion and determination to build that thing, that product. But there are steps. So they would reach out to me and we'd set up a consultation.
Okay, and you set up the consultation, And not everybody that brings you a product is really ready to roll with it. And we understand that.
Mhm.
But how delicate are you in saying, this needs to be tweaked a little bit. Let's see what we can do to really get to there, and how you still make it their product.
Yes. So I'm very, very upfront, not insulting, because we all have ideas and they don't necessarily function, right? They may function on paper, function up here, but may not necessarily be something that could function in real life. So I will look at a product and I'll disclose to my client, listen, I can work with you, I could tweak your product and it still belongs to you. That's my disclaimer. A lot of companies may say, okay, I'm redesigning it, so it belongs to me now. I name products, I tweak products. I love to do this, and it still belongs to you. Okay. So it's easy for me to say, this is not something that necessarily I can see functioning like this. But if we just make a couple of modifications, this can work. Let's name it this. Let's name it something exciting. Let's put a brand on it and let's make it work. I like helping people who need help, Maggie. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
As I said, before, we're not here for ourselves. The purpose for me is to be able to give and guide and showcase. I didn't have that. I didn't always have that when I started. Parents were very supportive, but other people aren't necessarily that supportive.
You talk about the design and getting it from this to the actual product and then onto the manufacturers. And you work with a number of manufacturers literally all over the world,
I do.
because there are so many different products that need different types of manufacturing. How did you develop that realm?
Relationship.
Yeah.
It's relationship building. It's testing the market, reaching out to. It's literally the way it actually starts is connections. I only work with people I know who have worked with people who work for them, right? Like we do name exchange. So
Mm.
I've worked many of the engineers I work with. When I started the manufacturing space, my engineers were working with some manufacturers. So one thing led to another. I build relationships with one manufacturer in one country, and they will say, you know what, this could be made better in China or in Mexico. And those relationships are built and developed. So building and developing relationships are very important. So that's how I have all of the communication that I have with all of these manufacturers all over the world.
The other thing that you talk about is, we see all on TV all the time. Bring us your invention. We can get it done for you. Be wary of that. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Oh, absolutely. If someone says to you, I can invent your product and get it on a shelf in 4 to 6 weeks, you know what? Many of us fall for it. Sounds good. If you've never done this before, it sounds believable. They're on national television talking about how they can make this happen. And the commercials are on over and over again. So they must be doing something right. They have the money to put out this marketing and these advertising campaigns. But read the fine print and read the large font, because it's right there. If someone is telling you they can build a product that you haven't even created a prototype for, they can make it for you, manufacture it, and get it on shelves within 4 to 6 weeks. I would run so fast the other way. Well, no, I would call me. I would pick up the phone and call me or send me an email.
Oh, Lisa.
Yeah, call Lisa.
Yeah.
But you have to really pay attention, do your due diligence, check these companies out, and because they're out there and they're not necessarily out for your best interest. And they're literally telling you, I'm going to invent your product in 6 weeks. Does that sound plausible?
Mhm.
Does that sound feasible? I don't think so.
Yeah. Even to get things started, though, you have to have some seed money, that
Mhm.
foundation money that's going to get you from A to Z.
Yes.
And it's not getting a second mortgage on your house initially.
Absolutely not. Don't do that. This is fun. When you're developing a product, you should not have to refinance your home. Piggy bank it, I always say. Think about what everything is going to cost and set aside for that thing. And I know you don't understand what that is yet, but during a consultation, I will walk you through. the cost of everything, and set aside your monies for your patent. Set aside monies to build a prototype. It's literally a step-by-step process. You know, if you're dealing with a company that says to you, I want $25,000 up front and I can get it all done for you. Think about what that is and what that means, you know? So I will take you step by step through the process in baby steps, small steps. So it's realistic for you and so that you understand it.
Right. And don't give it up. Don't give up because it's not going to be generally in a month or so. In fact, a lot of times it may take years, but make it worth it. And then you have the contacts at places like HSN, QVC, Shop HQ. Those are relationships also that have developed and really can make a difference.
2 decades. When I think about that, so the first time I walked through those doors at QVC, that was over 2 decades ago, and I'm still there. And I'm so grateful and so blessed to have walked through those doors. As a matter of fact, I always say, when I walked through those doors and I had my successful meeting, I said, you know what, I'm breaking off my shoe heel and I'm keeping it this door because I'm coming back. I'm coming back and I'm bringing folks in with me who have great products and great ideas and great designs, because it's, you know, you're supposed to help. You know, you're supposed to help each other out. That's how I feel. You know, lift each other. When you get to a place of success, lift your brother and your sister and come together and help one another. And listen, what I expect is if I'm falling down a little bit, I want somebody else to take their hand and drag me up, pull me up. That's what we're supposed to do. So yes, I've been fortunate enough to still walk through those doors and proudly walk through proudly with my clients. Many of my clients who are doing so well. And you have to do well and you have to be together before you get there, by the way. It's not just build this widget product and bring it in. It has to be buttoned up and ready. Like we talked about, going through from prototyping to building a real physical packaged, well done product in order to walk through those doors.
Let's talk about Shark Tank, because that's one of the other things that you do is you prepare people for those sharks. Because I've seen people get on and I go, they should have called Lisa before they got on here. Because that's a whole different background too, isn't it?
Well, you have to know your stuff. Absolutely. You have to be well prepared. You know, it's funny that I hear, you know, people will call me up with a product and that's not a finished product. They say, I have a great idea. It needs to be on Shark Tank. Well, your idea can't get on Shark Tank. And if you watch,
they want to see some numbers first.
You want to see production. You want to see numbers. They want to see how much you've invested emotionally and monetarily in your product. You know, and I literally feel the same way about people coming into my world, the inventing world, and wanting me to get them anywhere on QVC, HSN, help them with Shark Tank. You've got to be completely invested, emotionally invested, and passionate about what you're doing. You know, I have people calling me up and saying, I watched QVC last night. I saw a product on there, or I watched Shark Tank last night, and now I have an invention. And that's not how it goes. That's not how it works. Let's get passionate about what it is you're doing. And on the other side, Maggie, I have people who have thought about products, drawn them out, sketched them out, created products for 15 years and did 15 years ago and didn't do anything with it because they were afraid. So they come so well prepared with these notebooks, years and years of paperwork and drawings and sketches. That's the person I like to work with. It doesn't have to be 15 years in the making, but the person who stuck with it and has that passion and desire to get it done. And that's what the sharks want to see too. They want to see your passion, the enthusiasm, and the depth of investment that you've put into your product.
All right, let's talk about your mentoring, because it is pretty phenomenal and kind of the basis for your AOE conference, which is coming up, which we'll get to. But let's talk about Motivational Mondays first.
Let's get motivated. So every Monday morning, thank you, Maggie. Every Monday morning, we have a Zoom connection, and anybody is welcome to come. When they go to my website, inventingatoz.com, scroll down a little bit, and there's Motivational Monday button. Click on that, and you'll be invited to come into our very motivational chat. So that's a space where I will literally walk you through things, walk you through a little bit of the inventing process, entrepreneurship, connect you with other resources on that call. Because as I said, we're supposed to be lifting each other up 2 hands at a time, right? And sometimes you got to use that foot. And that has to happen a lot. But we on that call every Monday, it's such a wonderful community. We sing, we play music coming in, we have a little bit of prayer and thankfulness, and we go out with music and happiness, and we're excited and ready to start our week. And it's only a 25-minute call. You don't have to show your face. You can jump on, jump off, but get motivated and inspired. And that's the space where I love to have my giving. It's my giving Monday. Start my week by giving to others because it feels good.
AOE, Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs. We got it right this time. You have a conference once a year, and you've got one coming up September 24th in New Jersey. Talk about that.
So excited about AOE. So the Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs was founded and born in 2014. I was speaking at everybody's conference, from Black Enterprise to Essence to you name it. I was speaking at an event and still love doing it. And but I was sitting at a conference one day and I said, why am I not having my own conferences? And if I had my own conference, I would want it to be musically inspired. And I would want to have these speakers on a panel. And I would want it to look like this and like this. And we did it. We put a conference together where we have great speakers every year. It's musically inspired. There's food, there's entertainment, there's education, and there's so much networking. In addition to that, we have a 2-minute elevator pitch competition, which you are always there for, Maggie, to guide, instruct, and motivate those inventors who come on. And it's just a blast. It's a blast. And the inventors learn. They learn, and they're inspired by the people around them at the conference. So it's just so much fun. AOE, AOWIE.com is that website. Tickets are up there. They are on sale now. It's in Tinton Falls, New Jersey at the Jumping Brook Country Club. And you were there last year.
Yeah, beautiful country club. Really is. And one of the most fun things I go to every year, and to see the inventiveness of people. I've bought Christmas gifts there. In fact, did last year. And, a couple of my friends are going, oh my goodness, this is one of the best inventions. The purse, basically cover that you have. And, when I see a friend that I've given it to pull it out someplace, and because we set our purses on the floor a lot, we can't always hang them on a chair. And that's one of the coolest inventions that was there, as far as I'm concerned, last year. There was also the neck holder that had the charger that you can use on the beach or on the plane or things like that.
Yes.
There were some cool things, beautiful jewelry.
Yes. What's cool about the conferences, and that when you came to all of these inventors literally developed these products through COVID, the toughest time. And at that conference, just prior to that conference, all of their products were delivered just at the right time. So not only were they speakers at the conference, they had merchandise to sell. So Pocketbook Protector, Tamara and Sean Turman, amazing product, great clients, did what they were supposed to do, communication. We had Sunhead. We had, Car Essentials. That's Marcy Hopkins.
Yes.
And the list goes on. I mean, just the most amazing products. Kevin Lane was there, Create a Castle. It was just a fun, exciting.
That Create a Castle has really taken off, hasn't
he? He's really taken off.
He's huge.
He really is.
I remember when he was first selling it, he was talking about sand, on the beach.
Yes.
And then, how about snow in the winter? And he has continued to grow.
So again, he won the pitch competition.
Won the pitch competition.
So Kevin,
a couple of years ago.
He was very nervous coming to do the pitch here in New Jersey. He lives in Connecticut. He says, "What am I doing? I'm going to this place. I don't know where I'm going." Came to the pitch competition and won the pitch competition. And when you win the pitch competition, you win my services for free. So, Kevin, I pitched Kevin's product to QVC, got on 3 times and sold out. After that, Kevin won Toy of the Year, was in Costco, was recently on Shark Tank. He started with a napkin idea. And has the passion. He has the passion, the creativity, the support. And that's what it takes. Don't get me started, Maggie. So exciting.
I want to get you started.
So exciting.
We're encouraging others to please do the same thing. That's what's so very important. They have to realize that, their ideas are plausible when you least expect it, but you've got to expect it to succeed.
Yes.
And to encourage them to reach out.
Yes. And please reach out, because I get excited about people who are excited about their products. And I always say, I can't be more excited about your product than you are. So let's get excited together. Get that product idea that you've been thinking about for the last 10 years, 5 years, 2 years. Let's get it done. You know why? Because it's going to keep on coming back. When you go to use something, you say, I have this idea for this invention. And every single day you're going, when am I going to invent this thing? I don't know the journey. Who am I going to contact? Contact me. Email me, info@inventinga2z.com. You can call me, 732-647-5433. And I communicate. This morning somebody called me up and I answered.
Give the number one more time.
My information, email me, info@inventinga2z.com. My website is inventinga2z.com. You can call me at 732-647-5433. And I was going to say, I answered my phone this morning.
Yes,
somebody called me.
You did. Yeah.
He said, "Are you Lisa Ascolese, inventress?" And I said, "Yes, I am." They said, "And you answered your own phone?" I said, "Well, it's my phone."
No, nobody else. We've got to talk about Inventors Spotlight TV.
Yes.
That's something you had wanted to do for a number of years, and you finally said, I want to do it. Not just for your entrepreneurs and inventors, but for others too.
For others, exactly. So Inventor Spotlight TV came about because, there's so many people who want to get on QVC, HSN, Shop HQ, Shark Tank, and get their product in front of people. And they may not necessarily have the inventory, because when you're going to these shopping networks, they're expecting, at least 500, thousands of units. So at Inventor Spotlight TV, woohoo! I help you to build your brand, and come in with smaller quantities. You can come in with a minimum of about 200 units, so that you can fulfill, that it's palatable, that it's affordable for you. So Inventor Spotlight TV, yes, very excited about it. And that website is inventorspotlighttv.com, inventorspotlighttv.com. And you can get on that show. You have a product, you can come on, as long as you're buttoned up and you're ready. Your product's looking good, it's completed, and I'd love to showcase you and brand you. That's what it's all about.
You want somebody coming on saying, well, I got one.
Suppose you get more than one phone call.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Lisa, anything else you want to bring out to encourage people to at least reach out, or maybe move ahead with their idea even before they reach out?
Yeah, so what you need to do, everybody, if you have that idea in your head, put it on paper, write it down, keep your own journal, keep a little journal just for your inventions, because a person who has that creative idea doesn't have just one, they have many. But take the steps. Definitely name it. I say name it and claim it. Name it and claim it. Make it real. Make it yours. And then come to me. Email me. I'll talk to you on the phone for a few minutes. It's not the first consultation. There's no charge. The first consultation is free. I will walk you through everything. It's a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes on the phone. Walk you through what we will walk through in the real consultation, and what you will get during the real consultation. And that will be everything from A to Z, from beginning to end, and everything in between. And we take baby steps, so you're not overwhelmed. But you
Yeah.
do it. You get that product going, that invention that you've been sitting on for years. Let's make it happen. We could do that together. And I'm a hand holder. I make sure you get it done.
She really does. She ain't kidding you. It's the truth. Lisa, I love you so much. I
Love you.
thank you so much for joining me. Folks, once again, contact her for any of your needs. If you want to get your product seen, Lisa's one of the people that will get it done. You don't have to have 300,000 units. She'll get it done for you and she'll make sure it's done the right way. Contact her at info at inventing a TOZ. That's info at inventing A to Z. And don't forget her upcoming Women's Entrepreneurs Conference, which is the 24th of September in New Jersey. And you can find out more at the website. She's got a lot of them, AOE.com. Once again, that's AWOIE.com. And thank you so much for joining me, Lisa.
It's been
And
such a pleasure, Maggie. Thank you for having me. Let's do this again. This was fun.
I promise you we will. And for you out there, thank you for joining me. And as always, continue to seek peace and spread lots of love. I'm Maggie Linton.